Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Capital to the Coast BNI. My name is Mike Manning. Each week, we bring you a local small business success story from one of our 38 chapters in the Triangle and Coastal regions. If you are not familiar with BNI, it's Business Networking International, the world's largest networking organization. And our goal each week is to help our fellow members grow their business by following a BNI mantra of givers gain. And normally you have a guest. We have a guest on the show this week. Don't have one today. So you and I will be chatting today. We're going to talk about small business owners trap themselves during their busy season. The first thing generally that gets scratched off the list is marketing. I'm so busy, I can't or don't think I need any more business, so I just stop marketing. The problem with that is it shows up down the line. So today is April 26th, 27th. And so if you stop marketing today and you didn't market for the next week or two, you're probably not going to feel anything for 6 or 8 or 10 weeks. But the problem small business owners always run into is that 6, 8, or 10 week bill comes due, and all of a sudden you're not that busy and you wonder why. Oh, is it the economy? Is it this? Is it that? Generally, it's we stopped marketing. Now, there's ways to do this. So, the worst time to stop marketing is when you're busy. You just can't do that. You tweak it, and we're going to talk about that because what you do today will affect your pipeline, your sales pipeline down the road. Kind of like working out. So if you went to the gym today, this morning, for the first time in 5 or 6 months, you won't see much in, but your muscles will feel a little tight and sore, but you're really not going to start seeing any benefits today or tomorrow. But maybe in a week you will, and certainly in 2 weeks you will. But by 6, 8, or 10 weeks, if you've been on this regular schedule of working out, you're going to see some results. And so let's go the other end of that with food. You have an extra sweet tea today. Let's say that for those of us that love our sweet tea and try to find it everywhere we can. If you have two today, probably not going to show up anywhere. But down the road, if you keep doing that, it's going to show up. So if you have a business, and for the home services folks, obviously summertime's very busy, especially HVAC, landscapers, real estate agents, because most schools are out, so families move during the summer. They're going to be very busy. But and the problem we run into as small business owners is today, the end of April, we're not looking at October 1, or we're not even looking at August 1, certainly not Christmas. But we have to always keep an eye on that. And I'm sure with your home finances, you are keeping an eye on, okay, we want to travel for Christmas. Probably ought to start making plans for that now. So at least it's on the list. You know you've got to deal with it, and you're going to start planning for it. You don't have to spend 18 straight hours today booking everything. You might, but you don't have to. And so that's a thought process with business owners is you always have to keep an eye on down the road as well. So why am I marketing right now if I'm busy? So your pipeline needs to stay full. And my ask to you as a business owner or business professional is, are you even tracking what's in your pipeline? Oh, Mike, I just call 30 people every day and I send out 28 emails and the phone keeps ringing. But do you have a CRM or a spreadsheet or something to track what's in the pipeline so you know what May is going to look like, and you're starting to see what June is going to look like? Generate referrals. You are planting seeds right now with people. You may not be able to take on any more business, but you can schedule it that way, and we'll talk about that in a second as well. Uh, One of the things small business owners have to do is stay and remain top of mind. That doesn't mean calling everybody every day or texting everybody every day, but we can't go 6 months without reaching out to people. When I do my BNI training, so I would ask you this today is April 27th. I would like you to go back and look at your book of business for the week of October 27th. We're going to go back 6 months. Look at the names of the people you talked to or emailed with. There's some sort of conversation instead of just a quick text. Hey, how's everything going? Great, thanks. And that was it. So we're going to talk about a meaningful conversation, a meaningful email chat. And how many of those folks have you not talked to since then? Probably a few. So, two questions come to mind. The first one is, have you forgotten about them? More importantly, have they forgotten about you? Because if they've forgotten about you, somebody else in your industry that they know has probably taken your spot on their instant recall list. So I'm talking to Amnon. Amnon goes, hey, Mike, tired of cutting my grass. It's too hot. Do you know a landscaper? And I think for a second, and a lot of times if I have two or three good ones, it may be the last one I talk to. And like, oh, yeah, call Jimmy, where Johnny is really the best. But, oh, gosh, Johnny, I forgot about that. And so I'm not, Johnny's not top of mind with me. We haven't talked in 6 months. I don't know if he's still cutting grass. I'm assuming he is. But we need to stay top of mind for that instant recall list. Like I said, we don't have to badger people every day, but there's a number of ways to do this. You can certainly network with folks, literal face to face networking. A lot of people have a monthly newsletter. Wonderful way just waving at people saying, hey, still here. You have an industry tip, you have a seasonal recipe, and a funny did you know? Because you're not selling anything. Your goal with that newsletter, you're not selling anything. You're just staying top of mind, reminding people, oh, yeah, that's right. They're the expert in this. I need to remember that. And you make a note, I'm going to need them in July, something like that, but they stay top of mind. You're building future opportunities, just meeting people and continuing. You want that pipeline to continue. It's kind of nice to have some downtime, but you want that maybe like a week, week and a half. You don't need it to be 2 months of slow business because if you have crews and now you can't, and now you don't have 40 hours of work a week, but there's two of them you got to pay because you told them, I'm going to hire you. I'll guarantee you 40 hours of pay every week. And all of a sudden, you only have 31 hours for them. So you're paying them 9 hours to do nothing. That's why the sales pipeline is always important for this. So, what marketing really is, first thing is follow ups. All right. So, this is where we all fall short at times is we meet somebody. Hey, I'm going to send you an email. We'll set up a 1-to-1. And the next thing you know, it's July 5th. And you're 2 months gone, and you're like, I was supposed to email somebody who wasn't. Following up is where you're going to beat out a lot of your competitors because the ones that don't follow up, you're going to move up the list. You're going to move up the instant recall list. Again, talk to somebody. It's like you offer to introduce them to someone else. Stay top of mind. Somebody sends me 3 referrals, they move to the top of the list for, I need to find them a referral. So another point is check-in messages. So a couple things that I also train on is we'll get to the business. We got to figure out how we connect. Did we both grow up here in Raleigh or in the Triangle? Do we go to the same college? Do we have grandkids? Have we both written a book? Have we both run a marathon? What is it? Because once you have that connection, like I got a couple of friends that are baseball buddies, okay? And every now and then I'll just send them a funny story. I've I scroll on Twitter. I don't post on Twitter, but it entertains me. And when Twitter's good, it's really good. So I'll find a funny something from Twitter that applies to baseball, whether it's their team or not, and I'll just send it to them. Hey, hope you're doing okay. Thought you'd enjoy this. Just staying top of mind. Just staying top of mind for when they need somebody that does. When they know somebody that needs a business coach to talk about messaging and how to give a good elevator pitch, they're going to think of me. Because once every couple, 3 weeks, just send them a quick text or forward a Twitter post to them. But what connects you to the people that you need to stay connected to for business? What is it? Asking for introductions. Why do you not ask for introductions? All they can say is no. I think a lot of people watching fall into, so Amnon and I, we're both husbands, we're both fathers. We've been told no by people that love us, and we have survived. So have you. You survived. We can ask somebody in business to be introduced to somebody they know, or are you looking for someone that provides my services? Worst they can do is say no, but sometimes that's just no for today. There's a lot of no, not right now. There just is. But in 2 months, 4 months, they may need you. One of the examples I've given before on this show, I don't need my HVAC guy in October. I just don't, because I'm not going to run the AC and it's not brutally cold enough where I need a bunch of heat. Not calling him. But in May, I'm going to call him. The minute that thing temperature gets over 80 and that AC doesn't work, I'm calling. Because I want to sleep at night and I want my wife, more importantly, to sleep comfortably at night as well. So why not ask? And also staying visible in your network. How do you do that? People let's say you're in a running club and you're in a BNI chapter and you're involved in your church. Those are 3 networks you have. You just stay invisible, never selling, rarely selling, but are you staying visible? So if people are thinking about you, that means you're marketing. You're being seen, you're being thought of, you're being connected with. That's what that means. If people keep remembering you, that means you're marketing. Marketing is not paid ads on TV. That's not what it is. That's what advertising is. So watch for these excuses from yourself. Okay. I'm too busy right now. Okay. Let's break that down. So you're too busy for what? Are you truly too busy for new clients? Or you just don't want to add another one in there or figure out how to work this? A lot of times people say, I'll get back to you later. So these two are kind of connected. So let's say you are slammed for the next 2 weeks and you are, I don't know, let's say you're a landscaper. And I'm telling you from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., you're slammed. But I call you and say, hey, and I know you, like, hey, I got a buddy of mine just tired of cutting his grass. Any way you can work him in. It is okay for you to say, Mike, I am booked till May 7th. If he wants to get on my calendar for May 8th, I'd love to put him on there. And I call my friend and he goes, I'll take it. Great. You just got a new client during your busy season and you didn't have to adjust anything. You told them, I'm busy. They know you're busy. If you want in, here's the first date available. How many times have you had to, if you go online now, like I was online this morning for my massage therapist, time for me to go see her. She's booked till May 5th. But one of the options is, do you want to get on our wait list? Yes, I'd love to be on your wait list. That's what you can allow people to do. But you can market and you can add clients during your busy season, but at sometime during the year, you have to fit their schedule. Sometimes during the year, they have to fit your schedule. So we want to get out of the feast or famine cycles. That's what we're trying to get out of. We want steady, predictable, recurring income. because as a business owner, if you have recurring income, you can start planning. But if you're like, I don't know what's happening next week, we're just gonna have to hang on. I can't buy anything, can't go on vacation, can't do this, can't do that, because you don't have recurring revenue. Recurring revenue is a wonderful thing. So strategically marketing during your busy season is hopefully your slow season, which used to be a big dip in the road, now is just a little bump, little dip. It's not a canyon. That's what we're looking for, is to kind of flatten out that famine time of your season. Non-negotiables, the minimum you can do each week. And you know you have time to do this. You know you do, because you know that 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there are certainly available. So let's talk about following up with folks. Let's talk about window time while you're driving around town, knowing where you're going. You don't have to spend a whole day on the phone, but imagine before you left the house tomorrow morning, these are the 3 people I need to touch base with today. There's no scheduled meeting. It's just you want to check in with them. And you can do it anytime you want to. You know you can do that. You know you can do that. Let's say there's 3 people you need to talk to by the end of the week. Great. You may text me, hey, Mike, I'm going to be driving a bunch tomorrow. Can you give me a couple? Want to chat with you. Can you give me a couple of windows you're available? And I'll pick one and give you a call. Perfect. Perfect. I can do that. And you know you can do that. You may post, if you're on social media, you know you can post one piece of content a week. It can be Monday morning and something about what you guys are offering this week. And it could be on Friday to tell a success story about what you are offering. You're continuing to offer this throughout May. Please reach out if you need this. You know you can do that. Okay. Ask for one introduction a week. If you want to meet, let's go back to landscapers. Let's say you want to get in with HOAs in nice neighborhoods. You got a friend of yours, you've been paying attention, you know they live there. Call them up and ask them, hey, who do you know in your HOA? Would love to get in with them, but just looking for a conversation first to see how the process works. Small, consistent action. That's what works. Because you know you can make 2 follow-up phone calls a day because you have time in your car. You have time between meetings, and you know that. So if you scheduled 10 minutes 2 times a day, and that 20 minutes is going to pay off, you're going to stay top of mind with people. So let's go back to the relationship touch points. Again, how are you connected to them? Find a reason. Find a reason, okay? I've got, we're down in Charlotte this weekend visiting our 2 oldest grandkids, Oliver and Maggie. Had a blast, by the way. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The grandparent club, greatest club ever. They just spoil you because they just want to hang out. All right. So I had a good picture from Oliver's track meet, and I sent that to 2 friends of mine who have grandkids. And they sent me back pictures of them with their grandkid they were with during the weekend. That's our connection. That's how we stay top of mind with each other. You can leave a voicemail. Let's go back to online. You can comment on a post of theirs. Again, I'm sure there's time when you get home, you're like, okay, I need to stop thinking about business for a minute. I'm going to pour a cold glass of water or whatever you have to celebrate at the end of the day. And you just get on social media, scroll for a little bit. There's somebody on there you probably could touch base with. But as business owners, we get paid for consistency. That's what we get paid for. Amnon's clients keep calling him. They keep re-upping with him because the consistency they get as an internet service provider, That's what they get. They don't have to worry about anything. So that's why he gets paid. He didn't really get he gets paid for what he does, but what he's really doing is making their life easier. And that's what we're trying to do, is make somebody else's business or personal life easier or better. And if it's on a consistent basis, that's what we're going to get paid for. Here's another thing that I coach on as the pitch perfect coach with elevator pitches and messaging. You got to keep things simple. You can't reach out to me. Hey, Mike, here's the 13 things we're doing in May. Sorry, dude. Give me two. Give me two. I'm not going to remember. First of all, I'm not going to remember 13. I'm not. I'm going to tell you that right now. We're friends. I'm going to tell you, you pick the two ones you want me to think about, and you tell me those two. But you got to keep it simple. You have to know your ask. I call you. I don't call you to go, hey, Mike, what's going on? Hey, Susie, I'll just call and see how you could help me. I'm not going to do that to you. Hey, Mike, what's going on? Hey, Susie, remember a few weeks ago you were talking about X, Y, and Z. Would love thinking about it. Would love to be introduced to them if they're still looking for someone that does what I do. But I have to have the ask. You just have to. You can't expect people to know that, oh, so Mike cuts grass, so anybody would be good for him to meet. No, not really. I want the people that are too busy to cut their grass. I want the people that don't want to cut their grass. And I want the people that want the yard that's the biggest, baddest, best looking one in their neighborhood. Because we all have that friend that wants the best yard, the best car, the best painted house, all of that. That's who I want, right? That's who I want from you, are those ideal clients. But again, I've got to figure out, I've got to know that about you and throw that into one of my 10-minute conversations I'm going to call you on. So, does your message match what people need right now? That's the other problem business owners could get into, is I sit down with you and we never chat about what I need. You just hand me 3 pamphlets and say, hey, Mike, we have all 3 of these products. Pick which one you want. Now, that's not how we do it. We sit and talk with folks, figure out what they want, what they need, and then we work accordingly. I'm sure having on your clients different asks from you, right? Yeah. So many clients have different asks. So rarely does one size fit all. I'm sure there's an industry out there that you can have either A or B. I don't know what it is right now, but I'm sure it's out there. But you need to know your seasons. You need to know what your clients need in those seasons. And you need to know who your clients are and what they need. Do you spend time with your clients? When you are talking to them, do you ask them, so what other projects you got going on? Let's say you're a handyman, right? And I say you have to be because I am not. So in this conversation, you are the handyman or handy woman. And you come over to fix my house. We kind of get chatting because you've been over there before. We get chatting. So, Mike, what are the plans you guys got for the summer? What else you looking to do around the house? I got like 9 things on my list. You didn't ask me, you did not ask me to hire you to do any of those. You just simply said, hey, so what else is on your list to do, right? So now we're in the conversation. So now I tell you 3 things that I really want to do, and one of them you can't do because you're not licensed, but you know somebody that is. You know somebody, you know an electrician, and you connect me with your electrician. Guess what? You just moved up top of mind. You're already there, but I'm going to remember you a lot longer when you leave. And then the other 2, you're like, you know what, Mike, I can help you with that. Show me real quick what you're trying to do, and I'll walk you over there. Because again, you're not selling me anything yet, and I'm not buying anything yet. You just said, hey, show me what you're doing. And I walk over there and we kind of talk through it. And you're like, you know what? I can do that. I know you guys are busy right now, but let's look at later on in the summer. That would be the best time to do it. Happy to send you some information over what it would look like, sketch up a little quick design, and put a rough price range to it. Oh, you do that for me? Oh, thank you. Right? So again, Are you talking to your clients at all? Not selling them. Are you talking to them? You know, people want to tell you what they're doing. You know that. You run across them every day. You may be one of them. I am sometimes too. But people, when you say, hey, what are your summer plans? Oh, people want to tell you. We're going to Disney. We're going on a cruise, whatever. Some people I've learned tell people they're going on vacation, but they just stay home because everybody figures, oh, Mike's on vacation. I'll catch up with him next week. And the whole time I'm sitting at home quietly, having a good quiet week by myself. So the 30-day, 60-day rule. What I do today shows up later. All right. But you got to track stuff. So you meet me today or I meet you today, make a note. Here's when to follow up. Your sales pipeline reflects activity of what you are doing consistently. So if you stop everything today, you're going to see something show up in June or July. And you're going to wonder how it happened. And it's going to take a lot more effort to restart it than it is to keep it going. If I stop now, I'll feel it later. Yes, you will. So the marketing part of this comes in consistent actions. 1 to 2 quick phone calls while you're driving. If you're driving in the triangle, you're driving from Durham to Smithfield. That's a long drive. You know where you're going. Call somebody. Don't text anybody. You may be sitting at a red light. You have my permission to text. Otherwise, don't text. But you can call them because you know where you're going. You know you got at least 30 minutes in the truck or the car. Give them a call. Simple, quick. Hey, driving by. So, all right. So here's my family humor. The greatest TV show in the world is the Andy Griffith Show. So when I drive to, I think it's Newbern, I think it's Newbern. I pass a small town called Tuscarora. So if you're a big Andy Griffith fan, you know that's an episode with Buddy Ebsen, who was Jed Clampett, okay? And he's showing Opie a magic trick. And he goes, 1, 2, 3, Tuscarora. So I took a picture of it, sent it to my brother and sister and said, hey, if you know, you know, right? And then there's another town, forget which way I'm going. It's Rock Ridge. So if you're a big fan of Blazing Saddles, that was the town, right? So I don't know how I got on that off ramp there, but beauty of the show, we got on off ramps, but find the connection to things with people. Micromanaging when you're busy. Again, use your driving time wisely. You're there. It's easy to do. And most people appreciate a quick phone call out of the blue, especially if you have a relationship. Oh, I know what it was. The signs on the road. That's perfect time to call somebody driving by something. Hey, I saw this new subdivision in Nightdale. Didn't know if you're aware of it. If you've been out here knocking on doors, something. Find reason, find things you can create to call somebody, whether it's busy time, slow time, whatever, but especially during busy time and you have time on the phone. So are you in your busy season right now? Please don't stop marketing. If you're in your slow season, do you have a plan for that? Do you have a plan to make sure next year's slow season is better than this year's slow season? And are you creating opportunities? So in busy times, we adjust. We don't stop. We never stop. We just know that my afternoons are better than my mornings. So every afternoon, I'm going to make 2 phone calls to people just to chat. One may be an ask. That would be the good thing. But the other one may be just checking in. You may be in the home services world and you've got a realtor, feeds you business, haven't talked to them in a couple of weeks, give them a quick call. So here's some quick examples. Again, we go to the realtor. They may ask, who's trying to move before school starts in the fall? Would you have an answer for them? HVAC person, who else is dealing with this heat? Photographer. Here's another reason why you should be able to build work up a conversation with your clients. Again, you don't have to dig deep into their bank account or find out anything real earth shattering. Just like, hey, so what are your plans for the summer? Oh, I see you got a new car. How do you like that? Something to get those conversations going. So I would recommend this week, if this is your busy season, that you create a weekly scorecard. Who you followed up with, what came of the conversation, what was the conversation about, and what came of it. List the 5 to 10 things you did to stay visible with people. And did you ask for at least one opportunity to meet somebody, inspect something, or ask for an email introduction? I got a couple people right now that are in the uh, they manage and coach businesses in a different way than I do, connecting them. One guy's in another opportunity. One guy's in sales, uh, that he does certain things for clients. Another friend of mine is a digital marketer, not in sales, digital marketing, connecting those two. Are you asking for things like that? For people that are connected by a dots, not a straight line, but by dots that, there's a chance we could work together. So that's how you build momentum and you create the consistency. Is during your busy season, you can't stop marketing, because busy doesn't mean you stop marketing. Busy means that your marketing is working. So if it's working for you, why are you going to stop? Tell me if some of you have friends that have gone to the chiropractor for a while and their back or whatever started feeling better and they quit going to their chiropractor. Why do you not go there anymore? My body's feeling fine. It's feeling fine because you go to your chiropractor regular. So what regular things are you doing to keep that sales pipeline full and to make your slow season not as slow anymore? That could be one of your goals. Is all right. So look at your slow season in 2025, match it up to 2026, wherever it is, and then put a plan together of how do I do it for 2027. So let's go back to the HVAC people or anybody that works on maintenance programs. Now, if you're an HVAC owner, you want every one of your clients on a maintenance plan because that's recurring revenue every month or every quarter. And you can schedule when you go out to do those. You don't have to, I got 19 people I have to see on Tuesday. No, you don't. You don't. You just tell people they're clients of yours. If it's not an emergency, hey, Mike, is that okay if I come out Thursday? Already booked up Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm like, yep, not a problem. Not a problem. But again, look for opportunities like that for recurring revenue. And those start from relationships and conversations and ask you're doing, likely in your busy season or your slower season. Start planning for the fall or the summer, whichever one is your slower season. So I hope that works for you. If you are a business professional, whether you own a business or not, or just growing your book of business, take a good look at your busy season and figure out where you have 10 minutes, 15 minutes twice a day and how valuable that's going to be down the road. And make a list. Okay, I talked to these 14 people this week. And then track next time you talk to them or see when they call you back to hire you or introduce you to somebody. It's going to pay off. You know that. It's going to pay off. But we all have to stay top of mind. And this is one of the ways to stay top of mind. And because I've heard people in BNI say, I don't have time for any new clients. What does that mean? You mean today or not until August 1? And I know general contractors and folks like that, interior designers, they may be books like, look, Mike, I can't come do anything in your house till August 1. And the only thing I heard was I better take August 1 on their calendar because otherwise it'll be October 1. If I wait, it'll be October 1. So allow yourself to tell the folks, be honest, like we're slammed right now, but I got time on this week or this month, whatever it is. Give them an option. Most people you're going to find are going to take it. So don't ever turn down business. Don't say, I am too busy. Figure it out where you want to fit it in and just tell them. Kind of like sometimes in the business world, if you have a product or service, you don't really want to deal with somebody and it normally costs $300 and you say, well, Mike, we do that, but it's that particular service costs $700. Now you're throwing out $700 because you don't really want to work with me. But if you get the $700, it's a great deal because you normally only get $300 for it. So put a price out there. If you get it, great. If you don't, you lost nothing because you didn't want the job anyways. Same thing with your busy season. Give the future client an option on another time to take that will fill up your week down the road. So think about that. All right. So appreciate the time today. Hope you learned something from this. But again, don't ever stop marketing during your busy season because it's going to show up and you're not going to be happy about it. And it's a whole lot easier to keep something going than it is to restart it. Because now you got to make all those phone calls again. Like I said earlier, you may have staff that you're paying not to work. Don't ever want to do that. Don't ever want to do that. So anyways, thanks for joining me on this today. Please make some notes of your busy season, what you're doing, and we'll see everybody next time on Capital to the Coast BNI.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by StreamingGear.com and DeltaForce.net.